Hey everyone, welcome back to Pommyinoz. It's our penultimate preview, isn't it now? So we're Port Adelaide this weekend. If you are new around here, please drop a like, please drop a subscribe. Give it a share on your socials. Help Pom out. I'm 3 away from 1400. Who would have thunk it? That's insane. But if you are a returning Pommyinozer, g'day to you guys and girls. Hey, check this. We've got through a whole year. It's been up and down. We're nearly at the end. And I don't know if I'm looking forward to this one. Obviously, the big news is Marc Murphy, isn't it? Marc Murphy, 300 games. Let's talk a little bit about him. I've been up and down on the Marc Murphy train, but one thing is for sure, legend probably is a strong word for me, but you know that I'm just becoming cantankerous in my old age. But definitely an icon, I would say, that really kind of, his career kind of surmises his tenure at Carlton, doesn't it? I think he's been let down by definitely his team. He's probably too good enough to have won a flag, and his loyalty is legit insane. Like, if we can't really, I don't like anyone bagging Marc Murphy because, let's be honest, that is insane. He has turned down some big clubs at the peak of his career. MVP, remember, he was probably Brownlow favourite before that injury as well that year. And he stayed, and I think it's heartbroken that we're going to carry another player off like Cade Simpson, and we haven't really got anything to show for him because their endeavour and their intent and their loyalty probably deserve more accolades than they get. And it's going to be a sad time. It's going to be a weird feeling for me, particularly being here for 11 years, to actually see a Carlton team without Simpson, Cruiser, Murphy. It's going to be a real culture shock. And I wanted to talk a bit about the number 3. For me, and in the UK, being a British kid, numbers in teams are really iconic. Do you know what I mean? They're really iconic, and it's kind of like a flag-bearing thing. You think about Man United, the number 7, Georgie Best, Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham. There's names that really pop out at you with the number 7. And I think with Carlton, I would love to see Sammy Walsh be given the number 3. Someone that really is the excitement machine, a young hope, someone that stays, and kind of be that fitting thing that it's a one-man club type thing, a new generation leading it in. It's really just sad after sad, isn't it, at Carlton Football Club at the moment? Results-wise, we're in the media for all the wrong reasons. Teague, I'd imagine this is Teague's second to last game. I can't see him staying. And it's a tough one, this Port Adelaide, because let's have a look. This is their ball movement habits. And when you look at a side that moves the ball like this and you look at numbers like I do every time we do videos, I look at this and literally this is shit the bed mode, I'm going to be honest. What these guys do is they're really clever. They try and funnel you through the corridor. Now, Carlton really like to hit up the corridor anyway, and they're looking for that corridor kick. They want you out wide and then try and hit the corridor, which is kind of how Teague does. Teague lives down the wing, and then he tries to come into that central place. And that is where they're strong. They really work hard defensively and offensively in numbers. And it's kind of like a funnel system. And you can see by their ball movement how this happens. It's really clever. They look to hit that angle once you go corridor, down wide, look to penetrate, particularly down the left side, cut back in. And then their forward 50 movement is really dynamic. It's really a kind of hit the target, really play it around, be kind of tighter with the defence. And it's kind of one of them movements, particularly when Carlton play a zonal system that, you know, is looser than my Aunt Betty's underwear after she had gastric bypass surgery. It's a nightmare for us because our zonal system will naturally be drawn to these movers who move across half forward. People like Robbie Gray, people like Connor Rosie, Zach Butters to a lesser extent. And that'll really revolve around, you're going to see a player called Carl Amon, who in my opinion is the premium wingman in the competition. I don't think there's a better wingman. He started to get a bit of kudos. AFL have started to pick up on a little bit of it, but he's a jet. And he's going to really attack that side and then really hit up these guys. Mitch Diajardis as well. He really drops deep as well, trying to create that isolate. And it's all about separation in today's game in the forward line. Carlton create separation in their lines. Top teams create separations in that final third. That is where you want it. You really want that separation from your centre half forward and your half forward line and that full forward line. You want separation there. You want to try and get that one-on-one and really create contest there. Bring it to deck, and then you've got some real talented forward users in Fantasia and Butters who really can mop up off Charlie Dixon's work. It's going to be interesting this as well, because around the contest they're very unique. They really back themselves in mano a mano, where a lot of teams like to bring players in to work the contest. They're top 3 in the competition and not conceding centre clearances and stoppage clearances. And what they do really well is it's a real dynamic kind of cog that they've got there, that if they don't extract the ball themselves, they're really comfortable in stopping you extracting it. And 9 times out of 10, when you do extract it with a clearance, it goes straight back to the opposition, to the waiting hands of Alia or Clory or Jonas, whoever is down there. And it's going to be really intriguing there, because you've got 2 avenues of thought. One avenue of thought, Carlton might play them extras around. If you do that, you're leaving in space behind, because Scott Lycett is quite unique that he actually taps forward, tries to get the ball moving almost unorganically in a way. Or is that organic? Probably organic. Who knows? But he's going to go forward anyway. And then when the ball is there, if you've got that man there committed, you're going to have to play him kind of, I would say, one man up behind the ball. So you're really defending that area. Because once it becomes in a contest, it's very quick, because they bash their way through and they look to extract it, and they use it with very short kicks. They're a very short kick inside around them contests. So Carlton have got a lot to think about there. I think the really exciting matchup, though, is Big Mitch Giardis versus Brodie Kemp. I suspect these to play on there. And that is an area that Carlton are really going to have to look to exploit. Brodie Kemp is phenomenal at intercepts. He reads the ball really well. He's a real strong, burly boy, and he's an expert at it. It's something he did predominantly through juniors. If you really, that is where his strength is. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Brodie Kemp in this one, because I think he offers something. There's a few matchups there that I'm really salivating at thinking about. Butters versus Stocker, I think, will be a grouse matchup. You've got Wheaterin versus Dixon, which is going to be grouse. I suspect that what they'll do this week as well is, I think Walsh will go to Dersma. I think Dersma will go there, because Dersma's really developed that defensive craft recently, and I think he's got the engine to keep up with him. That's what I'm excited about. But the Kemp Mitch is a really exciting one. And I think it's going to be something for me that I'm going to be really looking for him to attack the ball and get that movement going. Because Carlton, the way that Carlton win this is by elite transition. It's about being really rigid down the back, and it's about really using the ball in short, sharp spurts. If Carlton go long, game over with this side. But if Carlton go short, you're really playing into their hands, because what they do is they really have a huge emphasis on fitness. It's two-way running. So you want to get these guys chasing shadows as quickly as you can. If you start bombing it, they get to rest. And in defensive patterns, they rest, and they rest in numbers. It's almost like 70 men behind the ball, 18 men forward. They play a really regimented system, and it's really high energy. When you watch them, you get paggered just watching them. They're an elite side. They're an elite side. And I've always been a bit critical of Port, probably because I'm jealous. But they are an elite side. And it's going to be a really entertaining and really good game from probably Port Adelaide's thing. Do I think Carlton can win this? No. No, I can't. I think a lot more's got to go right. I think with all that's going on, I think with the losses we've got particularly, usually I get a bit excited when Carlton have got a few outs, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one, because everything they do well, we don't, offensively. So it's going to be a real tough ask. This is going to be a lesson. This is going to be a lesson either way. If they win, they learn a huge lesson on maybe stick to a shorter game plan, utilise that handball. And if they get battered, they're going to learn something really quickly that you can't piss about in the media, because that's another distraction. Don't get me started on that, because Carlton are more leaky than Mannan's colander. Like, Jesus. But this is a real tough game, but we're going to learn a lot about these boys, and there's a lot of great stories. Let's focus really on this game here, that we want to see a short game plan. We want to see them take it to Port Adelaide. If you sit back in that really archaic way that Teague likes to do, where we sit back and we work them out, you don't have to work this side out. They're one-dimensional in what they do, and they do it bloody well. And there's a lot to play for Port, because it's a home semi. It's a second chance. That they'll be looking at that. Carlton, really, we've got a bit of pride to play for, and I want to see them go out give Marc Murphy a send-off. If they go out and they play haphazard football, I'll be mightily pissed, because the two fundamentals to beat this side are playing short and quick, and also really upping your intensity, taking away them short options and them easy options. It's going to be a hell of a game. I'll be with the lovely Shannon Gore from Cheer Squad fame. I am super excited to see her say farewell to her favourite Marc Murphy. Please come and join me on Blue Abroad for that. Blue Abroad should have the scouting report up anytime now on the Blue Abroad website. The link will be in the description. One more of these to go. I'll see you for the review. Until next time, Pommy out.